Hello children, hope you all are sound and safe. Today in circulatory system, we are going to study about the human heart. There are 4 chambers in human heart, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the upper two chambers. The upper two chambers are called atria. Atria is the plural term as there are 2 chambers, 2 upper chambers which are atria. So we are calling atria. If we will talk about one single, then singular for atria is atrium. Okay. Atria are also called as auricles. Now the one which is present on the right side will be called right atrium and the one which is present on the left side will be called left atrium. As you can see, the names are written here over. Okay. Next, the lower 2 chambers. These are called ventricles. The one which is lying on the left side is called left ventricle and the other on the right side is called right ventricle. Isn't it so easy? Now, there is one thing that you should remember, that the 2 atria have relatively thinner walls. These walls of the atrium is thinner as compared to the walls of ventricles. Why so? This is because the atria receive blood from various parts and must pump the blood to their respective ventricles only. That means they will receive the blood and they will pump only to the ventricle, not too far away, isn't it? So they do not need thick walls which are more strong to pump blood to a great distance. But ventricles have to pump blood far away. Like right ventricle will pump to lungs and left ventricle will pump the blood to all the parts of the body. So their walls are thicker. Okay. Now this is all about the chambers of heart. These chambers remain separate from each other. Okay. That means all the 4 chambers of the heart are separated. How they are separated? By muscular walls. Walls which are made up of muscles. Of course, heart is itself made up of muscles, isn't it? Cardiac muscles. So these walls are called septum. What is their role? It keeps the chambers separated and therefore the blood which is present in these chambers, they won't mix up. Okay, the blood, it cannot flow from right atrium to left atrium or vice versa. Neither right ventricle to left ventricle or vice versa. And also the blood cannot flow, mix up in atrium and ventricles. Okay, in both the side. So this is possible only because of the walls which are called septum in the heart. Now let us see the names of all these septum. Okay, that is the walls which prevent the mixing of blood between the different chambers of the heart. Okay, so let us see this. This is a rough diagram of heart. These are the 4 chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. Now the septum which is present in between the 2 atrium, right atrium and left atrium, okay, which prevents the blood flow from right atrium to the left atrium. This is called interatrial. Inter means in between. In between what it is present? In between the atrium. So interatrial septum. Okay. Similarly, the wall or the septum which is present in between the ventricles, right ventricle and left ventricle, this is called where it is present in between ventricles. So ventricular septum. The upper and the lower chambers of the heart is also separated by walls. This is upper chamber, atrium and ventricle. These are also separated by the walls, and this muscular wall is called atrioventricular, as it is present where? In between atrium and ventricle. So these are called atrioventricular septum. Okay. So this is all about the septum present in the heart. Next is walls of the heart. Now we have seen that the blood does not mix in between the chambers. Once the blood is pumped into the vessels from the ventricles, okay, or the blood which flows into the vessels, it do not go back. The flow of the blood in the heart is unidirectional. Unidirectional means, all of you know, that is, it flow only in one direction. It does not flow back. So this blood can flow only from atria to ventricle, but cannot flow in the reverse direction. This backflow of the blood is prevented due to the presence of valves. Okay, the right atrium of the heart opens to the right ventricle. The blood which comes into the right atrium will move to the right ventricle to be pumped into the lungs, isn't it? So in between this right atrium and right ventricle, there is a valve which prevents the backflow of blood, and this valve is called tricuspid valve. This opening is guarded by tricuspid valve. Next, the blood will flow into the lungs. Okay, so in between the right ventricle, from where? Right ventricle, it will flow into the pulmonary artery to be transported to the lungs. Okay, so in between the right ventricle and pulmonary artery also there is one valve, and this valve is called pulmonary semilunar valve. Pulmonary word comes for lungs, always remember this. Semilunar is because of its shape. Pulmonary semilunar valve. So as this pulmonary it is present in pulmonary artery, at the mouth of pulmonary artery, therefore the name is pulmonary, and its shape is semilunar, so pulmonary semilunar valve. Okay, next, the left atrium opens into the left ventricle. Now here also the blood has to be prevented from backflow into the left atrium. So there is another valve which is present at the opening of atrioventricular, left atrioventricular, and this opening is guarded by the valve which is called mitral valve. Okay, and mitral valve is also called bicuspid valve. In tricuspid valve, there are three cusps, as you can see here in this cross section, picture of cross section of this valve. So therefore this is called tricuspid. In bicuspid, there are only two cusps, and therefore this is called bicuspid, and this is also called mitral valve. Now in between the left ventricle and the aorta, from left ventricle the blood is pumped into the aorta. Okay, from aorta, this aorta separates into arteries and then transports the blood to the various parts of the body. So at the mouth of the aorta also there is one valve which is called aortic semilunar valve. Okay, this aortic semilunar valve or aortic valve also this is called. So thus there is never a mixing of oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood in the heart under normal conditions. Okay, in a normal heart, in a healthy heart, there is no mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, all because of the presence of different septum and valves. Now you all are clear about these things. Next is the pacemaker of the heart. We know that the walls of the heart are made up of cardiac muscles. We have also studied that these muscles keep on contracting rhythmically and continuously throughout our life. And why? To pump the blood throughout the body, isn't it? This contraction of the cardiac muscles occur under the stimulation of a group of cells. Okay, there are a special type of cells which are present in the wall of the right atrium. Because of the contraction of this or stimulation of this group of cells, all the muscles of the heart contract rhythmically, and this contraction helps in transportation, or we can say pumping of the blood to various parts. So this group of cells which generate electrical impulse, how it helps in contraction of the heart? By generating some electrical impulse, okay, which are transmitted through the walls of the atrium and ventricle, leading to the contraction of these atria and ventricles. Okay, so this group of cells which generate electrical impulses for the contraction of cardiac muscles is called pacemaker of the heart. Okay, and this is given a name which is called sinoatrial node. SA node. In short, we call it SA node, sinoatrial node. So if someone asks you what is the pacemaker of heart, so pacemaker of heart is SA node. Okay, this is all about the structure of the heart. In next video, we will be studying about the circulation of blood in the body and in the heart. Okay, till then, stay safe, study well, have a nice day.